Hi guys, I'm coming to you from sunny, beautiful Florida. What happened? Solo and I are here. Actually, my mom's in the back seat too.
I was hiding. I'm pulling one of your kids.
Yeah. Solo and I came down, I was gonna say alone, that's not true. We came with Luka. Yesterday was Luka's 18th birthday and he wanted to come with us, and we came down for my grandmother's funeral. So this is my dad's mom. She is the one that wrote the book with the parenting book with my dad and I. And gosh, it's hard to believe that she's gone, but we're headed up today. We just got in like super late last night. We're headed to the funeral in the town that she and my grandpa lived in. My grandpa's still around, so we're gonna be a support to him. We have the funeral today. I'm nervous, I have to speak. Oh, my dad's doing the funeral. So my grandparents have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. And all of them are speaking at the funeral, and then 1 of each of their kids. So Kenya, my niece, is singing several times, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Grandma planned her funeral. So anyway, it's neat to have Luka here, travel down with him yesterday. That was kind of fun. Belle's holding down the fort mostly at home, but Judah and Katie are, like, they stayed last night. They're in and out when Belle's less available. So they're all kind of holding down the fort. We're down here for a few days. Maybe I'll get a suntan after today. Honestly, I'm ready for today to be over because I'm nervous because I have to speak a little bit. It'll be good. It's gonna be so good to see all of the cousins are coming, and so many of them I haven't seen for many years. So that part is really exciting. I'm actually the oldest of all the cousins. My dad's the oldest child, and I was the first.
You're the oldest on both sides, because your mom's the oldest on the other side too.
Yep.
Yes, I am the oldest on both sides.
You're the first grandchild on both sides.
But Judah is not the first great on one side, only on the other. On this side he is the first great, but on the other someone beat him by 6 months. 9 months, a year, 9 months. Anyway, I'll catch back up with you guys after this is over. One thing though that is very interesting is that Judah said the other day, I'm 20 years old, he's almost 21, and I have 4 living great-grandparents, 2 great-grandfathers, 2 great-grandmothers, which that's remarkable, but what's really remarkable I think is that 2 are great-grandfathers. So he has 1 in Kenya, 1 great-grandmother, 1 great-grandfather in Kenya, still living. And then in the States he has 1 great-grandmother and 1 great-grandfather. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. That's neat.
And they seem to be...
And he knows them, he feels like he knows them all well, which is awesome.
The ones that are still alive seem to be doing very well.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's the next day. I actually didn't come back and film because we were just with family for so long. The funeral went really well. Nobody stole my parts in the speech that I had to give. And Dad and I are both glad it's done.
She did very good. Everybody did good. I was exceptional.
He did good. Yeah, he ran the whole thing.
They all did good, yeah. It was a tough day, honestly. I was tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, it was an emotional day. It was so much family that you hardly ever see. All those cousins, which is so fun. But then, you're just talking. So fun. But some of them are coming over here for breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
And then some are meeting for pizza this afternoon because we got a couple different towns we're staying in. Yeah. Dad and Jill have been making breakfast. What's going on here?
Getting ready. You know what I'm doing, actually? One of my nephews, Ron's boy, Eric, loves the channel, my channel. I don't know about yours.
He told me he watches mine too.
He does? Okay. And he said, Uncle Jerry, can I be on your channel? I would love it. I said, sure, you can come over tomorrow morning and we'll cook breakfast.
Oh, so you're cooking when he gets here.
He's on his way. Okay. I'm going to put an apron on him and he's going to be cooking. I got the thing prepped. That's sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Nice.
And then basted eggs on top.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a good breakfast. Hearty country breakfast this morning.
Talk Eric into doing his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, right, exactly.
These are so cute. I love these.
Yeah.
So Lincoln, Luke, Jill, Kenya, they're all here. Lincoln's enjoying the view out here this morning.
So much.
Oh, I know. That's how we feel, especially in the winter when you're down here for a couple days. You're like, oh,
We're going back to 3 inches of snow. I want to stay.
Yeah, Sarah's going back to 4 to 5, maybe 14.
Being fortified.
Fortified. I thought you said 4 to 5 because we're going back to 4 to 5 inches.
We are really, this is a cold snap for
Yeah.
us. We're down to 61 degrees and I'm cold.
61 degrees, yikes.
Oh, yikes. Exactly. That's how I feel thinking.
I'll tell you
Wow.
what, it's bad. It's the end times. This is the end times. It's the apocalypse.
Oh my gosh. The kids are running the show at home, but we're actually supposed to get a lot of snow. Maybe 4 to 5. She reads 4 to 5. I read 5 to 14, so I'm not sure who's right. I'm a little nervous about not being able to get home in a couple days. And we haven't had a big snow with the cows, so the kids are gonna have to deal with that, which is not what I wanted at all. Like, what if they can't get there? We drive that milk machine quite a ways to get to them. If they can't get there, I know they can just skip milking if they have to, but I worry about all the animals, even the dogs. I've thought about going home. I flew standby because I have some flight benefits that Solo and Luka don't have, and so just to save money, I flew down standby, which means I'm real flexible, so I've thought about going home today. Ooh, look at that seagull up there. I probably missed showing you. We're supposed to go, today's Saturday, we're supposed to go early Monday, which it would be great to get a little sun tomorrow. But
I think you should just wait it out and see.
I could really
I
get
agree.
stuck.
I agree.
It's like the polar vortex coming
Yeah, you
down.
know what, though, by Monday, if the snow is passed, it's all gonna be fine. You'll get home. You'll get home.
But they'll have to deal with it in the meantime.
They'll have to deal with it in the
You
meantime.
know what? It's a grow-up moment for them.
So I'm gonna see what the flights look like today, because I may just, Luke and Jill are leaving today. I may go to the airport with them, which would be sad. I'd miss the pizza event this afternoon, and the sun tomorrow, but it is what it is. I don't like the idea of them being stuck where they are, the kids, or me not being able to get to them. Ugh. So I didn't think it was gonna be this much snow. We thought it was gonna be like 1 to 3 inches, which would be nothing for us.
I wish I could get this caliber, but I'm not. Yes. So this morning we're going to cook breakfast for the whole gang. What I'll do, if you want to, put an egg on top, and then when you cut it, just.
Okay, this is Aunt Carol. She watches our channel, so she keeps up with us.
I do. I
She's a star. That's right.
every episode.
Ah, that's awesome. This is my grandpa's sister, little sister, baby sister. Yeah.
She's such a loyal follower. She sends money every week.
Oh, she watches some of my commercials, maybe. All right, look at that view. The sad news is I'm going home early. I'm gonna fly standby, so I hope I make the flights because the storm is looking bad. And it's just better for one of us to be there. So, and I'm the one because I was flying standby. So, if anything power-wise goes out, it's just better. One of us needs to be there. So, hopefully. Anyway, I'll miss this view. We always miss the view.
Yes, and I've got.
It's a hard life you lead.
I gotta get out of here. This warm weather is killing me. I have got to go where there's some blizzard conditions.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm going home for the blizzard.
Oh
That's
my
what you
God. I've
happen
got
to
to
leave
get
your
out of
children
here.
at home.
I can't take this weather.
And I want to miss this view.
The
right
sunshine. I'm done with this. Done with it. Get me out of here.
Oh, brother.
Yay.
Oh, he's rubbing it in. I'm going home to the polar vortex, the big storm. Anyway, it was fun to see my parents just for a
You
minute.
want me to
even.
go with you?
Yeah, come with me. Weather the weather.
Weather the weather.
No, stay here where it's nice.
I was there recently. That was enough.
That was your fix for the
That was
winter.
my fix. Well, maybe not the whole winter, but
Yeah. I'm so glad Grandma's in a place that
oh,
she can just stay
is
warm.
So happy.
Yeah, and she can just be warm
She
and
says every need is taken care of. Every single need.
oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that great?
It's so great.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
It really is. Makes me feel really good. And then she thanks me for putting her there. Who does that?
I know. That's nice. Grandpa here too he's good. He seems
He's doing great.
so good, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's going to be fine. He loves life,
Yeah.
and he knows what he wants to do with his life.
Yes.
And people are a big thing.
Yep. Yeah, and he's been taking care of her, and I can tell he misses her a lot.
Yeah. But he'll keep very active.
Yeah.
And he's in a great neighborhood. He's got good neighbors that are looking out for him.
Oh, we met so many of his neighbors at the funeral. They were so nice and helpful, and yeah they were gonna take care of him. So that's good. And you guys none of you are far.
Nope, we're close.
All the boys anyway. So
We're gonna
helpful.
check on him more because Mother's not there to tell us on him.
Yeah, tell on him.
Tell on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, even if it was just like 48 hours, I'm glad I got to come.
Yeah. I'm
It
glad
wasn't
you
even
got to come.
48 hours.
Wasn't it?
That's a record for me here. I miss the sun. I'm gonna miss the sun tomorrow. That's what I was planning to do. I needed a little tan.
Well, after
On
it
this
stops
face.
snowing, usually in Nebraska, the sun does come out.
Yeah, but it doesn't tan you somehow.
No, it
We're
doesn't
just
tan.
way too far from it.
No.
So maybe I'll come back down on my own one day just for the
You
tan.
need to take 2 weeks down here. Leave the kids with Solo.
Yeah. Just leave him in the polar vortex alone. He looks real happy about that.
I'm not happy about it going. I had plans.
You had plans. Well, you and Luka will get to do the beach. Oh, you're in the dark over there because of this. It's so bright behind you.
Right there.
But you and Luka will have fun going to the beach tomorrow. At least you have one day.
You're gonna try.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at least look at it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna
I'll go
swim
with you.
Tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna do it today.
Today? And then what are you doing tomorrow?
I'm gonna take him somewhere, maybe Cape Canaveral or something.
Oh, are you?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I was just thinking in my head something I could do with him.
I'm going to church. I'm a good Christian.
They can go to church. It's real early.
There are churches,
Luka wants to go to church
there are
too.
churches all over the place. We can go worship our Lord and see, look at the
No, you got to
rockets.
go to the right church to worship the right.
I might be staying home from church if the snow's bad enough.
We'll go to
You know what?
early service.
That would be interesting. If it gets too cold here, they may cancel.
What? If it drops to 55 or what?
Listen, I woke up this morning. I looked at my phone. It said 51. I think 61.
And look at me in 61.
61.
Yeah,
Got my
t-shirt.
It
t-shirt.
feels like 51.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I pulled the covers up and went back to sleep.
That's too much.
came out-
The wind chill was.
He came out and turned the space heater on.
What? Oh, what is wrong with you? You forgot your Nebraska and Michigan roots.
And I'm looking for my flannels.
It's terrible. Okay, guys, it's the next day. I did not film yesterday because I was in airports and it was so uncomfortable to film in front of people because the airports were really crowded. It's like the last days before school starts again. Everyone and their dog was traveling, but I barely made the first flight. I think I was the last seat or second from the last.
Did you see a lot of dogs?
Dogs? Yeah, there were so many dogs.
When you say everyone and their dog, you meant everyone brought their dog?
Everyone and their dogs, for real.
Not handle that.
Even Luke and Jill had their dogs. So I went to the airport. Luke and Jill were flying out of a different airport with their kids, and it was all good. So I got on that flight and last seat. My dad had waited around in that area just in case I didn't get on, so he wouldn't have to drive back. But then he saw, okay, you're gonna get on, I think, and got on good long flight because I went all the way to Denver. But that was more open than Chicago, which we often fly through. So, and if I for some reason couldn't get on the second flight, at least Luke and Jill are in Chicago and I could stay with them. I mean Denver. They used to live in Chicago. Now they live in Denver. Anyway, I got off the plane. When I landed, I found out that the Lincoln flight that was gonna get in at like 11:30 p.m. canceled. When you're flying standby and a flight cancels, it means everybody else from all the flights around it bump over to that one. And so immediately everything was full into Lincoln and Omaha. I think that was actually the last Lincoln flight, but there were a couple into Omaha, they just filled up immediately. So I got off the plane finding out that I would have to go home with Luke and Jill. And I knew because of the storm, which is I think why the Lincoln flight canceled, that I might not get out for days. I would be on their couch for days, or their guest bed, whatever. Which is so frustrating. When I left Florida, I mean, I love Luke and Jill, but I didn't go to stay at their house. So close to home, but so far. And the roads were not good because of the storms taking over everything in the Midwest. So we kept looking at everything. Luke knows how to look at all that stuff, and he said, well, there's a slight chance with this one flight to Omaha. I mean, I was trying to buy tickets on other airlines that I'm not standby, just one-way tickets. But there were very few seats, and the prices were going through the roof. Solo told me there was one flight he could give me. Keep in mind, it's a 1-hour flight, and it was $1,400. No way. I did stand by to save money. But it's a risk you take when you fly standby. And so at the last minute, we decided that I was several down the list in standbys. And there were 2 seats available. I was probably 4th or 5th down the list. I just decided to try for it. Luke went to his car slowly. I waited because it was like an hour and a half later. And it stinks because if they go all the way home, they have to come back for me if I don't get on it. And I wasn't really nervous, but I just wanted to go home at that point. Like, I knew I'd be stuck maybe days. And then also my kids would have to come get me in much worse weather than what it was that last night. So anyway, long story short, I obviously made it home. It was a miracle. All of a sudden at the last minute, there were 4 misconnects, and so I was that last seat. I got on. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, thank you, Jesus, when she called my name. And I told her, you have no idea how happy I am to get on this flight. And she just looked at me. She hears that all the time, I'm sure. I got the last seat on that flight. It was very crowded. It was the worst turbulence I've experienced in quite a while. They didn't even serve drinks or anything because that's not usual on that flight, even though it's short, but because it was so turbulent. And I got home. Judah happened to be in Omaha at the same time, that evening. And so he waited around for me. Katie was able to get a ride back to Lincoln because he had to wait around for me for a long time. The flight was so delayed, and then it was de-iced and all this stuff. I ended up landing, I think, at 12:30. I was supposed to land at 11:30. And then the roads were not very good. We got home at 2:30. 2:30! So 2:30, we pull in here. A lot of them are up because there was a complication with the animals, and Eli and Micah had to fill the cow waters with buckets in the tanks at night. They discovered it at night. And so they were up till 3 a.m. finishing that. I was like trying to get the dogs into the garage, just find enough space for them. It was wild. The boys were in such a good mood doing that job in the very, very middle of the night, but it was crazy. We had problems with like our chicken water heaters were suddenly not working. Like everything just went bad at the end. You know how that can go? And so Judah, he wanted to go home because Katie was home, and he had the car and all that. So he drove he almost stayed and then decided to drive all the way home. So he got home after 3 o'clock. The boys were out till 3 o'clock. It was just the wildest night. We were all so exhausted this morning. It was Sunday today. Church was not canceled, although very few people made it. Our area was actually worse than where the church is, so they didn't cancel. But a lot of the people in the country did not make it, that's for sure. And so I decided to stay home with the kids. We were exhausted anyway. But Belle made it. Her car does pretty good. The van would not have made it anyway.
Church was almost canceled.
It was almost canceled, but it was good. It was so good to be home with the kids. They woke up. They were so excited to see me. The Solo's still there with Luka. They went out and experienced the beach today, and we're in the sun. They're going to Indian restaurant. I'm like, I'm happy for you guys. It was wild. It was wild, but I was thankful I was able to be home. That dog was going nuts downstairs. Today we cleaned up a lot. Belle does such a great job with the kids, but it's hard to keep up on this new house with all of those children. And so it was nice to reset my house. That's what I spent most of the day doing. I've taken down some of Christmas. I'm going to finish that tomorrow. Solo does come home tomorrow, and Luka like at 5 p.m. But tomorrow is Tori's birthday, and we knew we were gonna miss it. She was so excited that I made it home because she's such a good sport. We were like, we're gonna celebrate your birthday another day, but we wouldn't have seen her till the evening. So now I will be here, so that's great. And yeah, I've reset the house tomorrow. We rest. What drama, oh what fun. But I'm actually thankful in the end that I flew standby so I could come home. And with that cow drama and the chicken, the animal stuff, it was good to be home. It's just with this new house, I probably said this before, but we just didn't know. We haven't experienced a storm here. We weren't sure. And sure enough, there was like the cat water in the garage was frozen and some of the outlets had gone out. And so I was able to just notice some of those things and fix them. You know how that goes. I just wanted to have my eyes here, or Solo's, one of us, especially for the first storm or two. And there's some routines that we just don't have quite right. I didn't milk today. This week and last Sunday, I took Sunday off. And I think I might keep that a pattern just because when the calves are on them, we can take a day off. It didn't seem to affect their milk last week, and the blowing snow was awful out here all day. The kids played and sledded a little bit, but I just wanted to focus on my house. So tomorrow I'll get back out there and milk. Our gator stopped working last night. You know, we just have some things to figure out, but Micah's checked on the cows a couple times today and said they're doing really good. So that's good. Whew. Yeah. Winter in the Midwest. You never know with these Midwest storms, they can just move this way or that way, and they can be way worse than what they predicted or way better than what they predicted. It usually is not what they actually predict. In this case, I think it ended up being better than they predicted, but I'm still glad I came home. So that's that. I'm making some nachos. I'm using that chalupa that I had meal prepped earlier. It's warming up in here and we are good to go. Thanks, Micah, for holding down the fort. Thanks for holding down the fort while I was gone. I heard Belle just would line them up, and she had a whole schedule going. Yeah. And she had those kids in line the whole time.
Listen to Belle, not me.
Thanks for all your help, Eli.